Now, Storm Tracker 12 weather with Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman.
We had a lot of clouds this morning. Some folks seeing some at least sprinkles and some light showers. But the big story today has been the drop in temperatures. 74 degrees right now in Mount Shasta, at 75 in Klamath Falls, 79 in Wairika, and we're at 81 degrees in Medford. It is going to heat up a little bit as we go through the next couple of days. A bit more seasonal temperatures, but not like the heat we saw last week. This is the storm system that brought this cool down. Most of the wet weather has shifted off to the east, but there's an area of low pressure offshore, and it's going to linger as we go through this week and likely increase the thunderstorm potential in our region as we get later in the work week. But tonight, things will be fairly quiet, mainly clear skies in Medford, down to 58 degrees. There may be a stray shower on the east side overnight with some partly cloudy skies, down to 48 in Klamath Falls and Lakeview, 49 degrees in Mount Shasta. Marine layer clouds and fog impacting the coast. Tomorrow, better pool day as temperatures heat up above 90 tomorrow afternoon. Lots of sunshine. Don't forget the sunscreen, though. That UV index is going to be very high, up to 92 in Grants Pass and Medford, 87 degrees, the high in Wairika, and getting up to around 81 in Klamath Falls. Now, there is going to be at least a slight chance of a thunderstorm along and east of the Cascades and into Northern California. Here's Stormcast in the afternoon. Fairly isolated activity from Siskiyou County up along the Cascades and over on the east side especially. Then things kind of wind down once we get past sunset. Here's a look at where we have that best possibility for a shower or thunderstorm. But again, coverage is going to be fairly isolated. It's not going to be too terribly widespread. But as the week progresses, an area of low pressure will set up shop off the California coast, bringing in some moisture. We're going to heat up a little bit. And as we get towards Thursday and Friday especially, that's when this area of low pressure could touch off a bit more numerous thunderstorms in the region, especially along and east of the Cascades and into Northern California. But even later this week, we could be looking at thunderstorms in the Rogue Valley as well. So with those storm chances, we're not going to get too terribly hot this week. It's going to be a fairly seasonal week for late July in Southern Oregon and Northern California, but we will be tracking those thunderstorms closely. By the time we get towards Thursday, we'll have the potential of maybe some strong and even severe storms. The coast should avoid the storms. The big thing will be the marine layer this week. Northern California, a slight chance at mainly isolated thunderstorms the next couple of days. More numerous thunderstorms, scattered storms Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Similar story for the basin. We're going to track storms very closely Thursday. There is the potential for maybe some strong to severe storms with some stronger wind gusts and hail, but we'll be fine-tuning that forecast as we get closer towards Thursday. Up in the mountains, a slight chance of a storm, doing some camping this week, but it does look a bit stormier as we head towards the later portions of this week. And then in the Rogue Valley, heating up a bit, highs back into the 90s, but looking at that possibility, a slight chance for storms Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.